Hey guys, Mirna here. First of all, I'm super happy that you got excited about the question, what is wrong with this LinkedIn message? And I want to record this really short video to kind of give you all the overview of all the things that are wrong with this LinkedIn message that you can see right here. In most parts, all of you in the Facebook group here were actually, all of you got it right. But what I want to kind of show you is what happens below the surface, and I want to kind of go over and break it down for you. So a lot of the times we use LinkedIn because we want to get high ticket clients, right? There is a way that we can approach them, and we've heard LinkedIn gurus talking about, you need to create a relationship, you need to do this, you need to do that. But when it push comes to shove, we all basically want to promote our businesses, and we want to, we want to build a relationship, but we also want to, at the end of the day, get people to at least look at our stuff, right? They don't have to buy it, but they would want to look at it. So one of the things that I, for example, emphasize when I talk about LinkedIn is copywriting and positioning, right? I would say that positioning is one of the most important things when it comes to LinkedIn because of course, building a relationship and everything that goes with that. But positioning is something that most people overlook when it comes to LinkedIn, and that's why they don't have success with LinkedIn. It's all connected to, of course, your LinkedIn profile, and everything has to do with this message. It has to do also with the LinkedIn profile. So the first thing, so I want to go over this message. And the first thing that I'm kind of having problems with, let me just hide this. The first thing that I have problem with is that this guy, right? The first thing I'm going to do when somebody sends me a message, what I usually do is I open the person up, and that's what like 90% of people are going to do, and I look at the guy's profile, right? So the problem here is that this guy says that I saw it in the message, and basically that was really weird for me. Is that the guy is a co-founder of the Decide Thrive personal success system, right? So this headline here is super important because the first thing that I'm gonna look at is when I read the message is like, who is this person? So it's not only about what you write in the messages. I want you to kind of see a little bit of a bigger picture here, right? First thing is like, who is this person, right? He's sending me a message about Natural Health Revolution Live, whatever. And it says that he's a co-founder of the Decide Thrive personal success system, right? I can't even say it. Decide Thrive personal success system, trainer, success, whatever. And he's talking about health and natural and something natural health revolution. So the first thing that comes to mind is that this guy doesn't know what he's doing, right? And I can see it because this, what he says here, and when I look at his profile, it says here trainer, success coach, and natural health radio host, which I actually don't see here when I'm looking at when I'm actually reading the message, right? Which is super weird. And I have a feeling this guy is just like multi-level marketing guy and just selling me stuff. So there's no point that connects who he is with what he's actually saying here, right? And again, most of you didn't get this, but one of the most important thing is that people are gonna see like who are you, what it is that you do, right? And a lot of people will open up your LinkedIn profile after or even before they read your message, right? Like, who is this person? And then, for example, if I open a profile of this person, is like, Richard is a co-founder of the Decide, Strive, Thrive personal success system. Then he talks about himself, how he made over 1 million in sales. Great for him. I have no idea what this guy is about. Massive advocate of the multiple streams of income. He's a director. There's nothing here. Trainer and personal coach. Again, nothing about nutrition, anything. Nutrition Health Revolution. I can't seem to find it. The only thing that I find is like natural health radio host. So is this a radio show or what is it? So then I have, okay, and natural health. So I would need to look for like 5 minutes on his LinkedIn profile to even figure out what's going on? Okay, promoting the natural health revolution. So it's here all the way down below on his LinkedIn profile. Basically, his whole LinkedIn profile is about him being some kind of a success coach and salesperson or whatever. So he seems spammy and scammy to me. And I'm not buying it, right? So I'm looking at his LinkedIn profile, and even if he wrote the best copy in the world, I don't believe him, right? So what is the problem with this message is because you don't believe this person, right? That's the problem. There is a big discrepancy between what we see here and what he's kind of going on in the message. So that was the first turn off for me. And that's, I'm always kind of emphasizing how important LinkedIn profile is. And then it kind of follows you around everywhere you go. And this is a really great example of a person or a business person that is just he didn't do his job very well, right? Because as I said, like all this natural health, I just see it here, but I have no idea what it's all about. It's like a radio. He's talking about being a director and performance coach, something about multiple streams of income, then in the independent distributor. All right, so it would take me like 5 minutes to figure out that he's actually selling something for somebody else. So now I basically really don't trust him. I don't like him. There's no way that I'm going to sign up for his training, right? Even if the copy was awesome, I wouldn't sign up for his training because I don't like him. I don't trust him. So this is the first thing that you guys have to really keep in mind when you're sending messages to somebody over LinkedIn, is that what you say that you do and what you write about it makes sense. It's all the same thing. So you're addressing the same market, you're talking about the same things, right? So for example, if you say here that you're selling tulips, right? Don't talk about like dog training, because people buy from people if they like them or trust them. When we meet somebody over LinkedIn or anywhere else, especially if we don't know this person, in most cases, for example, we don't know LinkedIn and people on LinkedIn, we follow our gut feeling and we're just like, oh, I don't like this person, right? So in order for somebody to read actually what you want to say, is that this person, you need to kind of come about as trustworthy, right? So this part here, after like 7 or 8 minutes of me talking, is about being trustworthy. And your LinkedIn profile must be trustworthy. Otherwise, nobody will take you seriously. Then the message itself, of course, so this is the part that you didn't even figure out, right? So now we go into the message. That's basically, you had some really great points about, especially here in the group, you had some great points about selling rather than giving value. Paul was here all talking about copy, not creating relationships, and all these things. So you were all basically right. But there's like, let's go through that also one-on-one. If we take into consideration that he's not he's selling something that doesn't make sense for us at first. So good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon. There's no personalization, which you all kind of figured out. There's no personalization. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's just like, it's like a normal thing that marketers always start with. So the problem here is not basically him selling, right? As again, as I said in the beginning, we all want to kind of get people on our webinars. We want to, at the end of the day, get people to buy our things, right? We want to build a relationship, but there always comes a time, right, where it's a good place to do it, right? So for example, if you see here, this guy didn't even send me a personalized message. So this was like in March, right? I have actually no idea why I actually connected to him, but he didn't even send me a personalized message. So this is like a cold pitch. The first message, he's sending me something about a webinar. I have no idea who this guy is. He's Stride Thrive Personal Success System, something which sounds like a multi-level marketing thing. He's not putting a personalization, which actually means that I know that he's sending me generic stuff. And I wouldn't have a problem with this generic stuff if he would address one question alone, and that's, what's in it for me? What's in it for me if I go to this Natural Health Revolution live.eventbrite.co.uk. So I'm hosting an exciting event and I wanted to share it with you. Okay. Have you heard about the natural health revolution yet? It's a very bad way of trying to get curiosity. No, I didn't, and I don't care because I don't like you and trust you, okay? The next live event is taking place here and here. He's writing to me as I'm somebody that knows Natural Health Revolution, that Natural Health Revolution has events, that I even care. Why should I care about Natural Health Revolution yet? Now he comes to a point. If you want to improve any aspect of your health and wellness, seriously, if I want to improve any aspect of my health and wellness, that is super way big, first of all. Secondly, I don't trust people that tell me that I can improve any aspect of my health and wellness. And in most cases, people trust people who are experts in certain fields. They don't trust people that can tell them vague things or that can tell them that they'll be able to do anything for them. So keep that in mind. So if you want to improve any aspect of your health and wellness, come along and you'll find out nature's miracle tree. What is a natural miracle tree? Does anybody know what that is doing for you? Okay. Interested? Register here and blah, blah, blah. I'd love to see you there. If you can't make it and you want to find out more, I'll do my best to help you. So there wouldn't be a problem if the guy wanted to pitch his services. That's not a problem. The problem is that I'm not from the UK, so I can't make it to the live event, which means that he hasn't even done search under specific people and specific countries and specific, he didn't do his research well. Secondly, the biggest problem with this copy is not him pitching me, is that I don't like him and trust him. And then he didn't even tell me the benefits. The benefits that he told me are super vague. I have no idea what improving any aspect of my health and wellness would mean for me. Because for me, that would mean that maybe I would get rid of my kidney stones, for example, that I actually have. So I want to improve my, my kidney stones, which means that if I go to nature's miracle tree, which I have no idea what it is, I could get rid of my kidney stones. Does that mean that? I don't know. He says to improve any aspect of my health and wellness, right? So there are a couple of problems here, as you probably know. So not personalizing, pitching me on the first date, right? Which you all got right. The copy is super vague. You can see that it's a generic message, which is not a problem, but we all get them, right? But he's not even trying to tell me what's in it for me at all in any point in time, okay? And that is the most important thing that I want to know, like what's in it for me. Even if I'm interested in this, I would want to know what's in it for me. Why should I come here very specifically? So everything that you said, guys, actually sticks, right? So there's no value that the guy is providing, right? There's no introduction. Timestamp is wrong. Multi-level marketing, the smell of multi-level marketing. No clue what Natural Health Revolution is, and he's addressing us as basically we are completely aware of his product. So that's another problem. So you're always kind of communicating. You need to be sure that you're communicating the right things to the right people that are in the stage of awareness that could understand what you're talking about. Okay. So no introduction, no personalization. He's pitching on the first date. He's not trustworthy, which is the biggest problem, right? So, for example, I'm going to give you an example why trustworthiness and the LinkedIn profile is so important. Imagine if this message was sent by Tony Robbins. Would you have a problem with his copywriting skills? Would you have a problem that it's not personalized? Would you have a problem with timestamps? No, it would be Tony Robbins. He's a trustworthy guy, and everybody knows who Tony Robbins is. And if Tony Robbins sent you a message like this bad message, you would say, "Wow, that's so awesome! I'm gonna book a ticket now," right? Secondly, also one thing that I don't know if you noticed, he said interested to register as a guest for free, but here it's the link goes to Eventbrite, which I know is a payment, kind of you're getting tickets off of that. So I don't even know. Like, I'm actually going to click this. So I have a feeling that even though he says it's for free, the link is telling me that I will have to buy something, right? So so there's this like gazillions of things that he's actually offering, and I have no idea what he actually means. So the link is working, but I don't understand. I'm super confused. So also keep in mind the links that you use to have to either make it personalized, like for example, a webinar 2007 or something, for example, that's not going to get out on your in your messages as you're actually selling something, because I know Eventbrite is something where you usually buy tickets for concerts or something like that. So even though he says that it's free, I don't like him, trust him. Now he's sending me something. I think that he wants to sell me something, even though he says it's free. So all of this is super vague, super wrong, completely wrong positioning. Again, you don't like him and trust him because it doesn't make sense of what he's saying here in the headline and what he's actually promoting. Again, if I said, like, if Tony Robbins sent you this message, you would be happy and you would book a car, you would book a ticket like right away. Be sure that all the people that you send messages to are going to check out your LinkedIn profile, right? So they will want to know who is the person that sent this either weird message or great message, or they'll just want to remind themselves who you are. And then keep in mind of giving out. So this will be even okay if, for example, he asked me to join something and said, PS, I have something free for you, attached it here in the message and said, you know what, before the, I don't know, the Health Revolution live event, I want to kind of give you, something that you can chew on and that you can take a look at. And it talks about how health and wellness is important for today's human being. I don't know, anything. So even if you're pitching things, don't pitch on the first date. Not only about, like, every LinkedIn marketing guru is talking about, like, personalization and basically don't pitch on the first date and copy this and copy that, which is absolutely right. Copy is super important, but just look beyond how things are just not working out here in this message. So I told you in the LinkedIn, in the Facebook group, to look beyond just the message, because everything that we do on LinkedIn eventually leads to our LinkedIn profile, right? And the reason why we're gonna trust someone or like someone, if we like someone, we're going to not think about spelling errors or I don't know, punctuations or things like that. If we just like somebody, or if we think that if we kind of consider this person as an expert, we might say thanks to this. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So again, all of you guys were right about certain aspects of this message. I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a bigger picture about what happens in your in the reader's mind when he's getting your message, right? It starts with this part here, right? And then goes the copy. So yeah, personalization, but you need to be very trustworthy, and you basically need to talk about things that somebody can consider you an expert in. Otherwise, they're not gonna believe you. They're not gonna like and trust you. Talk about the benefits. If you're offering something, what is the benefits? How are you gonna address their objections? Like, how are you going to address the objection? What's in it for me, or why should I believe you? Which is usually the most biggest question. Or are you going to sell something to me, right? So there are other ways to send, like, first time messages, but we all are going to come to a position where we're going to actually pitch something. We're going to actually ask our connections to do a certain call. We're going to make a call to action. We will want them to do a certain and fulfill a certain action. And it's okay, but just keep in mind not to do it on the first date. Provide value, always provide value first. Getting them to your, for example, your LinkedIn blog post before, and asking them, getting a link to some kind of a webinar through a blog post might be a better option. If you're pitching them, keep in mind of all of the things that we said. So this message, I'm sorry about Richard. This message is, there are a lot of things that are wrong with this message. And congrats, guys, you were right about all of the things. You just forgot to kind of look at the bigger picture, and that's why I'm here. So I'd love to hear your comments on the video. You can share it below. Super excited to get into more conversation about this. I don't know if I forgot something to say in the video, but if I did, I will share it in the comments. So have a great rest of the day, and don't forget to think about all these things when you're actually writing messages over LinkedIn.